Hi, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic, and I'm back with another movie review. As you can see, it is the Beverly Hills Cop DVD collection. I bought this a couple days ago. I'm a big fan of this franchise. It comes with the first three. You might be saying, why do you say the first three? Because the fourth one is coming to Netflix very soon. So stay tuned for my review of the first Beverly Hills Cop film. Thank you. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I approve this message. Enjoy the review. So, as I was saying, I'm here to review the movie Beverly Hills Cop. It was released by Paramount Pictures on December 1st of 1984. As you guys saw earlier, I ordered the Beverly Hills Cop collection on DVD. As I stated, it comes with the first three. The fourth one is coming out in 2020, I believe. And it's also coming out on Blu-ray in 2020. I might be picking up that set. I don't know, because I'm a huge fan of this franchise. And the quality is most likely going to look much better on Blu-ray. So I might be picking up that set, depending on how expensive it is. I saw this movie for the first time in 1996. This was around the same time that I saw The Curse of Michael Myers also. So I saw two good movies around that time period. I saw The Curse of Michael Myers and I saw Beverly Hills Cop. So this movie has a lot of sentimental value to me. It basically is about this guy. He's a young detective, Axel Foley. He is portrayed by EddieMurphy. And Axel is basically young and reckless. He does whatever the hell he wants. He feels that he should play by his own rules. He feels that, for some reason, he knows the game better than everyone else, even his own boss. He's like, well, my boss is smart, but, he doesn't know it like I know it. And I don't know why he has such an ego, but it turns out that he's not very well liked where he is at his precinct back in Detroit. His boss's name is Inspector Douglas Todd, and Douglas Todd is portrayed by Gilbert Hill. And there's his friend, well, not friend, but a co-worker by the name of Jeffrey, who's played by Paul Reiser. That's the comedian from the show Mad About You. I don't know why I didn't pick up on that. There's his friend from high school, Michael Tandino, played by James Russo, and Jenny Summers, played by Lisa Eilbacher. I guess that's how you pronounce it. So basically, it turns out that Michael Tandino, Jenny Summers, and Axel Foley all knew each other. They grew up in the same neighborhood. And Axel was a thief, apparently. That's how he got so skilled at sneaking in and doing all these covert things. But this time, he just used it for good, I guess. So, like I said, he's this detective that thinks he knows everything. He's smarter than everyone else. So he meets up with his longtime friend Michael Tandino after Michael gets out of prison. And they talk for a while, and he's like, well, where you been? And Mikey's like, oh, I've been around. I had to come see you. And basically, long story short, Michael gets shot. He gets whacked, as they say. He had a hit put on him, and it was by this guy named Victor Maitland. And Victor Maitland is played by Steven Berkoff. So, long story short, Axel gets all angry. He's pissed and everything, and he's like, I'm gonna find out who did this. And his boss, Inspector Todd, is like, well, if you go to Beverly Hills to investigate this, this is going to be the longest vacation you've ever heard of. So he goes to Beverly Hills anyway and meets up with his friend Jenny Summers. And that's when he starts trying to investigate the murder. And he arrives at this hotel in Beverly Hills, and the lady keeps asking him questions. She's like, "Who are you?" And he's all like, "Oh, I work for this magazine and I'm trying to interview Michael Jackson." And she's like, "Well, I don't know who you are. I don't see you on this list." And he's like, "Well, check under Rolling Stone's Axel Foley." And she's like, "Well, I don't see you here." And he's like, "Oh, I see what's going on. I see what it is. You don't like me. It's because I'm black." And, he doesn't really believe that. He's just saying that to, get under her skin and make her feel guilty so she'll let him in there. So he's like, you don't like me because I'm black and this and that. And they're like, "No, it's nothing like that. We just don't know who you are." So anyway, he scams his way through. He earns his way into the hotel. And as I pointed out before, he spends his time trying to investigate the murder. Then he finds out about Victor Maitland, and he goes up there and gets thrown through a window. He even sees the hitman that killed Michael Tandino. And it turns out that Michael Tandino actually stole some German bearer bonds, and that's what the whole thing was about. So they basically run into this guy named Andrew Bogomil, and he's a lieutenant of the Beverly Hills Police Department, and he's played by Ronny Cox. So right away, Bogomil doesn't like him. He's like, "What are you doing here in my city?" and all this, and yada, yada, yada. And there are these two detectives. There's Billy Rosewood, and he's played by Judge Reinhold. And then there's John Taggart, and he's played by John Ashton. Taggart punches him because he really doesn't like Axel Foley. Billy likes him somewhat after a while. They sort of get used to each other. And there's the famous scene that everybody talks about with the banana in the tailpipe, where Sergeant Taggart keeps trying to track Axel Foley down, so Axel Foley has to keep losing him, so he sends him down a shrimp salad sandwich. That doesn't work. Then he puts the banana in the tailpipe, and that doesn't work. Eventually they agree to work together, and they stop this robbery attempt at a bar. Or not a bar, but it was a strip club. That's what it was. It was a strip club. They go there, they stop the whole thing, and Andrew Bogomil, the lieutenant, is like, "What's going on?" And then Axel gives him this BS story, and then Lieutenant Bogomil asks Taggart and Rosewood, he's like, "Is that what really happened?" And they're basically like, "No." And then Axel Foley was like, "Well, why would you fuck up a perfectly good lie?" They're newbies at this. They don't understand how to be criminals. Remember, I told you Axel was a thief, so he's used to breaking the law. But now he's a cop, which is ironic. So to fast forward through the story, he finds out that Victor Maitland did kill Michael Tandino, his best friend, and that Victor is selling drugs from an art warehouse or something like that, and he's using coffee grounds to do it. So he goes to Victor's house. Victor kidnaps Jenny Summers. Axel goes there, rescues her, shoots Victor Maitland, kills him, and they're basically like, "Well, we appreciate what you did for the city, but now we want you out of the city." So at the end of the movie, Axel's all like, "Well, I'll leave, but I'm gonna go get something to drink first." And then the two cops, Billy and Taggart, they follow him, and he tricks them. That's why he looks into the camera and he smiles at the audience, and the movie's over. And that was my review of Beverly Hills Cop from December 1st, 1984. Like I said, I liked it a lot. I saw it for the first time in 1996. As I also stated, it was around the same time that I saw The Curse of Michael Myers. So those two movies are always going to have a special place in my heart. Very good film. I cannot wait to see the fourth one when it comes to Netflix, and I cannot wait to get the new box set that's coming out in 2020. It would be cool if it came with the fourth one, but unfortunately it's not. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to my review of Beverly Hills Cop from 1984. I will be reviewing the second one tomorrow if all goes well. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I approve this message. Once again, thank you for listening to my review of 1984's Beverly Hills Cop. Thank you very much. I really like the menu on the first Beverly Hills Cop DVD. I want to thank you guys for listening to my review. I just had to point this out. This is an incredible set. The menu on the first disc is really cool. I like how it opens up with the theme song, and it has like this 80s stereo playing the theme song. That's so freaking awesome. Awesome menu on the first disc. I hope the second one looks just as good. You know, it has the iconic theme song as soon as you put it in. You guys know the theme song. Awesome set right here. I can't wait to watch the second one and review it for you guys. And watch the third one, and definitely watch the fourth one as I pointed out earlier in my review. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. Thanks again for listening to my review.